Ooh, oh my ass. Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's me in here, and I realize I haven't been making a lot of videos lately, and that's mostly because that I kind of had a cold over this past weekend, so I haven't really had the energy to do any kinds of videos or any supervillain videos or anything like that. But watching Steve's comic book collection videos, that sort of inspired me to sort of give you a sort of a one-man tour around my whole room and just show you all the stuff, all the shit that I have. You know, since I've just been watching a lot of these sort of collection videos recently. As you can see here, I have a Cinemassacre t-shirt on. I'm a real big fan of James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd, as he's popularly known as. On his website, Cinemassacre.com, he just did like a video showcasing all the DVDs he has. So I'm just gonna give you a tour around my room and show you all the DVDs and books and just all the shit that I have. Alright, I'm gonna flip the camera around here. I know that's a little awkward. Alright, well, now you see, here's my room. And to show off the first of the movies that I have, I'm going to show you some of the movies that I have on my Xbox 360 right there. These are the movies that I have downloaded on Zune, on the Zune video feature on the Xbox 360. They're not really DVDs, but you know, they could possibly qualify as being the same, since I paid money to getting Microsoft points on actually downloading them so I can actually watch them. Yeah, so these are all the movies on my 360 hard drive that I can only access from signing in on Live to Xbox Live. I got a 360 and a small PS2 on top of that, and an original Xbox on the bottom there, and a PS3 right there. Currently saving up for a Nintendo Wii. I got like both seasons of Batman Brave and the Bold saved on here. I love that show. And I have the first movie on here that's showing up on here is American Psycho. That's a really good movie. Christian Bale is amazing in that film. Then I got Batman Sub-Zero, the second of the animated Batman movies to be released, which was very good in its own right, but I don't think was anything compared to Mask of the Phantasm. And the next movie, as you can see, is Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, another of the straight-to-DVD animated Batman movies, which I also think is an incredibly great movie. It's the one movie that just shows how evil and twisted and just fucking sick in the head the Joker really is. Black Dynamite. I'm a huge fan of this movie. It's very much reminiscent of the 70s, and it's a whole lot of fun. It's over the top. It's weird. It's bizarre, but it's also awesome and action-packed. Doesn't make any sense. Doctor Strange. I thought this was a pretty good origin movie for Doctor Strange. One of the better animated Marvel movies to come out. Got Enter the Dragon, great Bruce Lee movie. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, one of the early 90s Godzilla movies to be released. Machete, the first Mad Max movie with Mel Gibson. Got Predator 2 going on there, not as good as the first one, but I still like it. And of course, Superman Shazam: The Return of Black Adam, that has the titular animated short, and pretty much all the rest of the DC animated shorts released on their straight to DVD movies. And of course, I have one of David Cronenberg's early horror movies, Videodrome. This is a really messed up movie, and if you like horror movies from the 80s, this movie will not disappoint you. It's really fucked up and disturbing and messed up. Well, that's all the movies I have on my Xbox hard drive, so let me stop the video here and I'll show you the rest of the stuff I have. Okay, now that I've shown you all the stuff I have on my 360 that I actually have downloaded onto the machine, I'm going to basically show you around the rest of the room and show you all the shit that I have. This is going to be a long video because I have a lot of crap. Alright, so let's get on with this. Here you can see a stack of games that I'm currently playing sitting on top of one of my music speakers. I'll give you sort of a quick glance down there at all the games that I'm playing. Alright. There, right there, yes, that is a vampire Batman statue. I got that at a comic book shop a couple years ago. It is kind of corny, but I also think it's pretty cool. There's my music player, there's the other speaker, picture of my parents. I don't really want to show you that. This thing. This book right here is basically a collection of famous horror artists, a man named H.R. Giger. He was a Swedish artist who he's most famous for designing the alien from the Alien movies. You know, that alien. Yeah, this guy made up some really weird, surreal, really kind of scary images. Also, they were quite pornographic too in nature. They were just really weird, like biotechnical kind of thing. Some were quite religious too. Yeah, look at that. That's so weird. Some of these you may have seen in like a video game or something. God, that's so fucking weird. In fact, I believe that the concept art for the alien creature is in here somewhere. If you basically, hell, look at that. If you look closely enough, it's the devil using Jesus as a slingshot. That's pretty cool. That's a little morbid. Hang on. Oh wait, I skipped a little too far. I just want to show you the alien drawing. I know that's in here somewhere. Oh wait, look at that. What the hell is that? Looks like some kind of fly creature. This book is awesome. I love it. My mom thinks it's really satanic and evil, but you know, her being the highly religious woman that she is, tell you what, I'll just skip through all my page flipping just to condense time. Here we go. Yes, this is it. This is the alien concept right here. Look right there. And look right there, too. If you look at this and you watch the first Alien movie, you will see how much it resembles this. Back in like 1974, I believe it was, Ridley Scott, the guy who directed the first Alien movie, he's also directed a crap load of other movies in this decade and all the times before. He looked at this picture, and this picture alone is what inspired him to make the movie. And this was like the visual basis for what the alien was going to look like in the movie. It's awesome. Like this whole picture right here is just, it's history. It's history in the making. It's science fiction history. It's great stuff. Right, but that does it for this book. So I reckon I'll just go all the way over here. You see a bunch of videos and VHS tapes in there. So I reckon I'll sit down here and pull out. Wow, I have a lot of shit to go through here. I'll just pull out each of these books individually. This is like a very special edition of The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. It's called Absolute... Oh, I have that upside down. Absolute Dark Knight. It's a really big, ultra expensive edition of The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. Definitely one of my favorite Batman stories. Probably one of the best graphic novels ever released. And hang on here. I've also got a very old Marvel Essentials Wolverine comic right here. Like this is actually my brother's. He bought this a long time ago. Yeah, but let me just put these back. I'll tell you what, I'll just pile these two things right here. I can't seem to get them on the shelf. This is a Calvin and Hobbes book right here. I'm a huge fan of Calvin and Hobbes. This book is called Attack of the Deranged Mutant Killers Monster Snow Goons. That just says it all right there. Classic. Calvin and Hobbes is just pure classic. The Peanuts. The Golden Celebration. I like the Peanuts. Not as much as other people do, but I like the Peanuts a whole lot. The Human Body, book my dad gave me. He's a real hardcore doctor. These are just a couple books my mom gave me, and ooh, now we're really getting into the good stuff. This is basically an art book, The Illustrated Star Wars Universe. This book features several different paintings and drawings by a guy named Ralph McQuarrie. Ralph McQuarrie was like the main concept artist on all three of the original Star Wars movies. And like these are all of his original paintings and sketches and whatnot. These are basically the drawings that made up the looks of all three of the original trilogy movies. It's beautiful stuff. So beautiful. And the cool part about this is that it has like these fictional diaries written by these fictional characters who live on the planets depicted in these drawings, and they talk about all the different animals and flora and wildlife on all these different planets that are depicted in the Star Wars universe. It's great stuff. Hoth. There's a picture of Han Solo. Yeah. Awesome book. I love it. I love Ralph McQuarrie. He's an amazing artist. Daredevil, Born Again. One of my... Frank Miller's work on Daredevil is untouchable. Some of the most perfect comic book work ever to be put into existence. And then... Dinotopia. Yes, I told you I was a big fan of dinosaurs. You know, back when I was a little bitty kid. I've always loved dinosaurs. These two books right here, these are like the only two Dinotopia books ever to be released, and they're written and drawn by a guy named James Gurney. And his artwork in these books is unfreaking believable. The way he not only draws the dinosaurs, but also the humans, is unfreaking real. I mean, just look at that. This shit is ridiculous. I can't believe... Like... Every time I open one of these books, the artwork just blows me away. This guy is so fucking talented. And he's also extremely knowledgeable about dinosaurs, too. Like, both of these books just have insanely beautiful, gorgeous, lush artwork in them. And they're scary, too. Like, every time you open a book, there's just a huge sense of, like, atmosphere and power every time you open them. These books are so special. And you guys really ought to check these out. Walking with Dinosaurs. Just another dinosaur book I have. This is based on like that